Hey everyone, I'm Scott, and I want to talk to you about the universe and where it comes from. To do that, let's start off with a quote from cosmologist, theoretical physicist, and friend of The Simpsons, Stephen Hawking. "We are just an advanced breed of monkeys on a minor planet of a very average star, but we can understand the universe. That makes us something very special." Now, this is a really popular quote from Stephen Hawking. You might have seen it online somewhere, or maybe somebody posted on Facebook or on Instagram, one of those little Instagram photos with a quote on it. You'll find this one. But it's interesting because it reflects Stephen Hawking's worldview. And his worldview is a naturalistic worldview. In other interviews, he's talked about the fact that he's an atheist, that he understands people believed in God some years ago, centuries ago, but now we don't really need to believe in God anymore to explain the universe. But what I want to do is I want to sort of take apart this quote and the worldview that's behind it, because I think it's really interesting, and I want us to evaluate, is Stephen Hawking's worldview, is that really true or not? Now, I'm not trying to pick on Stephen Hawking. He's way smarter than I am. He has a PhD from Cambridge. He teaches at Cambridge. He's written books. He's famous. But I think there's a problem with his worldview, and I want to talk about it with you. So let's talk about a few of the implications of his worldview. First, there is no objective ground for morality. In Hawking's worldview, there is no God. There is no force behind the creation of the universe. We're all just a cosmic accident. And if that's true, then there's really no such thing as morality. Morality, ethics, all of these things are just the work of humans. Morality is just like choosing your favorite ice cream flavor. Some of us like chocolate chip. Some of us like mint chocolate chip. And it's the smarter ones of us who like mint chocolate chip over chocolate chip. But my point is this, that just like you choose your favorite ice cream, you have to choose morality if God doesn't exist. There's no objective basis for morality. There's nothing that we can appeal to as sort of the highest form of ethics. We choose our morality because maybe a majority of the population believes something is right or something is wrong, or those who are in power choose what is right or what is wrong. That's what's behind Hawking's worldview, that you really can't say that anything is truly right or truly wrong. Let's look at another implication. There is no such thing as human rights. If Hawking is right, then we are all just, as he says, an advanced breed of monkeys in a really rather unimportant part of the universe. But is that true or not? If it's true, it means that there's no such thing as human rights, that human rights are a fiction that we've created, that you and I don't really have the right to pursue liberty and happiness. That is not a trait, a right that we are born with. It's something we've all just created. And really, objectively, what right do we have to pursue happiness above all the other animals? If we're just another animal, then what right do I have to pursue happiness at the expense of whales or pigs or ants, right? In fact, you can expand this a step further and say, well, really, as a human, as an animal, why should I have more rights than the rock that I passed on my way into the office this morning? All of us sort of are equally here, and I have no more inherent value or worth than this rock does. As Hawking says, we're special because we have reason, but that doesn't really give us any basic rights or make us inherently more valuable than that rock. And so human rights in Hawking's worldview are just a fiction. And thirdly, there's no such thing as good and evil. If Hawking is right, then nothing is inherently evil. It's just that there's some things that I don't like, and there's some things that you don't like. There's some things that I do like, and I call those things good, but you may not like them, and you may call them evil. Good and evil are just sort of things we've made up. You really can't objectively say that murder is wrong, because there's nothing to appeal to. There's no one to appeal to. There's no higher law to appeal to. In Hawking's view, there's no God to appeal to. And so there really is no such thing as good or evil. And where does this leave us? This results in nihilism. Nihilism is the philosophical belief that life is without objective meaning, it's without intrinsic value, and it's without purpose. And I believe that this is the inevitable end result of Stephen Hawking's worldview. Now, I don't know that Stephen Hawking's a nihilist, but I'm saying that this is the end of the view of an atheist, that at the end of the day, you have to admit that human rights, morality, good and evil, these are all things that we've just sort of made up, but they're not real. That the idea that we should pursue happiness for all is just a human fiction. It's a human construct. There's no law that you can point to. And so the end result of this worldview is nihilism. But let me ask you a question. Does this seem right? I mean, as you think about what we've talked about in this video, does this view of morality seem right? Does it seem true to what you experience every day in life? Or when you think about it, are there some things in this world that are just evil, that we just all agree are evil, that it's evil to murder a child, to murder an innocent child, that it's evil to take a commercial airplane and fly it into a building and kill hundreds or thousands of people? These are things that we just know intrinsically are evil. We don't all have to come together and say, well, is it wrong to murder infants? We know it's wrong. We know that it's not right. And that's because we have this inherent sense of right and wrong. We know that humans have worth and value. And yes, everything has value. Every animal has worth. Every animal has value. But there's a sense in which humans are special. Hawking's right in that way. And we have basic value in human rights, I would say. And so Hawking's worldview doesn't line up with reality. It doesn't line up with what we experience every day. It doesn't line up with what we know in our hearts to be true. But let's ask one more question. Is Hawking's worldview true? Because I may not like it, but if Hawking's worldview is true, then I need to accept it. But here's the thing. When we look at the evidence for God, I think that the evidence, not just like evidence from the Bible, but the rational evidence for God, the proof for God, the scientific proof, the philosophical proof, I think it shows that yes, God exists, that we're not the result of some cosmic accident, but that we have been put here by a creator for a purpose. And that's the problem with Stephen Hawking's worldview. Not only does it not feel right, but it doesn't line up with the evidence. Well, thanks so much for checking out this video. We have other videos about the existence of God, 3 reasons why all of us should believe in God. We have videos about can intelligent people believe in God. And so I'd encourage you, if you have more questions, to check out those videos. Also, if you have any questions or comments, please put those in the comments below this video. And if you're new to our channel, please subscribe.